I'm Brent Goff. To our viewers on PBS in the United States and to all of you around the world, welcome. Tonight, the U.S. Capitol is on high alert. Security has been ramped up in Washington, D.C. after intelligence officials warned that a right-wing militia may be preparing an attack on the Capitol building. The FBI warning that far-right conspiracy theorists have made plans to storm the legislative building in an attempt to return former President Donald Trump to power. Although police say the plans lack credibility, the House of Representatives canceled all sessions planned for today as a precaution. The Capitol complex has been on high alert for 2 months now, following the January 6th riots that left 5 people dead. All right, let's go to our correspondent now, Oliver Sallet. He is in Washington, D.C. Good evening to you, Oliver. Can you tell us, what's the situation at the Capitol building right now? Do we know?
Well, the Capitol really looks like a fortress right now. So there's this giant fence that's surrounding the whole Capitol area, so you can't get anywhere near the premises. There's razor wire on top, and quite frankly, it really looks almost impossible to climb that fence. Also, there's some 5,000 soldiers deployed waiting on the other side of that fence. They were carried there this morning, so I was just there and looked at the situation myself. Really, more police and journalists than anyone else on the streets near the Capitol area. And it really shows there's a tense atmosphere right now, and that rumors are enough to put police on high alert right now in this situation. There's a lot of fear that the scenarios in the insurrection of January could be repeated, and therefore Capitol Police just today requested that the National Guard would stay another additional 2 months. Earlier, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, delivered a press conference. Let's listen what she had to say.
We have to have what we need when we need it and in the numbers that we need it, but that's a security decision. We have to ensure with our security that we are safe enough to do our job, but not impeding. I live in San Francisco, so people said, well, if you want to be totally protected from earthquakes, you just live in an iron igloo, and then you're completely safe. Well, who wants to do that?
Yeah, Oliver, we understand that Capitol Police, they have requested that the National Guard continue to provide security there at the Capitol building for another 2 months. What does that tell us then about the risk factor here, the worry that another Trump militia will try to attack again?
Well, the threat is very real, Brent, and the FBI Director Christopher Wray just very recently confirmed that at a Senate hearing. There's sufficient intelligence to back that. So a lot of chatter on social media that was evaluated where an undisclosed militia was apparently planning an attack for this day. But there's also, on the other hand, this political will to not let this insurrection happen again. So the security was tightened around the Capitol in recent days. The big difference really, if you want to compare to the January 6th events, is that law enforcement is prepared right now, and it looks very safe, that area. The problem, of course, is another one, and that is Congress currently has to be protected by 5,000 soldiers and a fence with razor wire on top. And the question is, of course, how long is such a situation really tenable?
And Oliver, maybe you could explain to us why today, why is March 4th significant for those Trump supporters who believe in conspiracy theories?
We have to go back in history a little bit. March the 4th was the inauguration day until 1993. And to understand why it is still relevant for QAnon, this conspiracy theory, you have to dig into that theory that a lot of militia groups buy into, by the way. Therefore, they believe the U.S. government was turned into a corporation after March the 4th, 1933, and that Franklin Roosevelt was the last real president, as they believe, of the United States. And according to QAnon, Donald Trump is the only legitimate president after that date, and he will, according to that theory, be inaugurated today. So we will see how that plays out.
Okay, well, there's still some hours left to go in this day. We'll see what happens. Oliver Sallet on the story for us in Washington. Thank you, Oliver.